You hear the industrial machines humming. Men with fancy mustaches are walking around everywhere. The smell of coal, soot, and steam fills the air. Revolution is a-brewing, and here we are in the world of Victoria 3. Hello, my fellow chairs, and welcome back to Victoria 3. Today we are going to be revisiting one of my favorite nations, if not my favorite nation to play in Victoria 3, and it's the nation of Bolivia. I had made a video on the nation of Bolivia almost about a year ago now, talking about how awesome this nation actually is, especially for beginners in Victoria 3. Since Victoria 3 has received quite a few updates, I figured, you know what, revisit this nation and see how it stood against the test of time. Okay, here we are as Bolivia. We are the 23rd minor power in the entire game. In terms of military strength, it's there. We're not the best nation, we're not the worst nation. Our GDP, it's okay, it's the 46th largest economy in the world, and population-wise, we have 1.38 million people living in our country, which puts us at the 66th largest population. Our people can barely read. Who needs reading anyways? Well, we do. One thing that we're going to have to focus on as Bolivia is establishing our staple goods. For example, we're going to have to focus on a lot of lumber, a lot of clothes, and a lot of furniture. We got to get those basic necessities out of the way. And we are making a decent amount of money at the start here, which does mean we might be able to afford a construction sector, which, you know, we're more than likely going to build it in our largest state, or at least around our capital here, between Potosi and La Paz. Let's go ahead, build one construction sector here, and I'm thinking we're going to put 2 in Potosi to get that infrastructure up. You don't need railroads in order to build up your infrastructure. You can actually rely heavily on construction sectors as well as ports to provide infrastructure. Research wise, this game is all about the economy, so we're going to research lathe from the social streamers, and we will go heavily into intensive agriculture and the atmospheric engine. We can also declare an additional interest, so we will do it on La Plata. Decree-wise, this is perhaps the most important, as again, we're going to do road maintenance, which is going to increase our infrastructure in both of these states here. We're also going to do greener grass campaigns, so we encourage more migration into our capital state, and also in Potosi, which does have a gold mine. And part of the reason why this nation is, in my opinion, one of the best for beginners is you get this event right at the start of the game, the Peru-Bolivia Confederation. In this event, we actually get the nation of Peru for free as a puppet. In return, we do get a ton of infamy, and a lot of countries in South America and even in the US and Britain kind of don't like us too much anymore. However, we can eventually integrate Peru into our country and become a superpower. In order for us to integrate Peru into our nation, they just have to be our subject for 10 years. We get the event, the Fate of Peru, in which we could just integrate them, keep them as a puppet, or even eventually release them. But of course, you already know, we're just going to go ahead and integrate the whole country. I'm also going to lower our taxes. We do have per capita taxation, but this is going to help raise our standard of living, encouraging more people to buy things within our market. And here's our lovely leader. And our armed forces actually want us to get a local police force. Let's go ahead, try and conform with this. This would actually be pretty good, but we'll put a bit of a strain on our bureaucracy. As you guys can see, I am stockpiling gold, which means it's of no use to me right now. Pretty much it's going into somebody's pockets and it's not mine. So that's why I'm building additional construction sectors in La Paz and eventually in Potosi. And we have a revolution. Yeah, let's maybe stop trying to pass this law for right now. Currently, we are feeling the effects of a wood shortage in our country as of right now. Luckily, we're going to solve that by building labor camps. We're going to solve this by building logging camps. Welcome to Bolivia, where you're going to be thrown into one of our labor logging camps. And I'm sure, as you guys can see, we're actually, now that we have like 5 construction sectors, where we're actually going into debt now. And I'm okay with that. Debt is fine, as long as we don't go bankrupt. And that's not fine. And even though I was in debt for a while, we are making all of our money back right now, because guess what? Taxes. Oh, Britain's domineering towards us. Yeah, because that's exactly what I want to see right now. Thanks, Britain. You know, China seems to be doing pretty well for itself right now. Kind of feel bad that they're like the 13th ranked great power, but, you know, I guess that's what happens when you country's about to go on a complete downfall because some tea drinkers from this island over here decides they want to start selling you a bunch of goodies, we'll say. Earlier I was bad-mouthing our literacy rate because only 15% of our people can read. I think we finally changed that. Let's get some religious schools. Let's get our people reading. Still, lumber is way too expensive. Can I don't know, potentially use better tools? Like sawmills? Yeah, there we go. Let's bump up that lumber production. Also, finally, we do have religious schools, which means our people are going to be able to read a little bit better now. Oh boy, we're finally building chairs. Because, you know, in Bolivia, nobody uses chairs. We all just stand around everywhere. We don't even sit on the floor, we just stand. Let's just say I was in the mood to kick Ecuador's butt. Who would potentially join this? So far it's saying Ecuador. Some of these other countries may remain neutral. Why is Sweden have an interest here? Screw it, let's try it. Oh, the US would definitely join. Oh no. The designated strategic objective. What? We'll go straight for the capital, of course. And yep, there's the US. And the US wants to transfer Peru to them. No. I'm gonna conquer Ecuador. Alright, I'm gonna have to start importing a bunch of weapons because we're about to go to war against the Americans, who were the main suppliers of all of our arms. So say hello to the British and Swedish markets. Alright boys, let's do it. Let's see how well we fare against these American troops. Oh no. It is very, very red. Oh, actually no, that means it's good, right? Does Peru just not have morale? Is that what's going on here? More importantly, where are my troops in all this? Oh, here are my troops. Actually fighting the good fight. Yeah, we're getting our butts handed to us. Oh no. I mean, at least my guys are better than the Ecuador troops. Kinda? Hopefully? Please? Oh, look at that. I actually completed the fate of Peru. We will form a true nation. Which means, guess what, America? You can't enforce your whole little whatever peace deal. Oh, and oh man, oh no. If only we got there before them. And what I'm going to have to do now is incorporate all these states. So let's get right on that. Alright, we're just going to do this piece. Just admit we got our butts handed to us. And get humiliated. That's fine. That's not actually fine. I'm just happy that our country's a little bit bigger now. Also, our GDP after annexing Peru has, of course, jumped up to 4.1 million. Alright, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do big brain move. And we're going to join the British market, the customs union here. And it's going to jump start our economy. And we're probably going to get a massive influx of people moving to our country because of jobs. So that's right. We are now officially part of the British market. Well, actually, once they accept us. Yep, here we go. Britain accepted us, and now we're part of the British market, and all of a sudden our income jumped up even more. And also our map color changed to a nice pink. But now we have access to pretty much everything that's within the British market. Which means, guess what? We're gonna bump up the production methods of all of these things. Oh yeah, this is good. We're gonna be building a ton of things really fast all of a sudden. And our economy's, it's gonna shoot up super fast. And when looking at migration, all of a sudden you see a lot of people moving to La Paz and Santa Cruz. However, a lot of people are moving out of these areas, and that's because they're really, really poor areas here. Ooh, gold has been discovered in Cajamarca. I'm gonna go with spread the word. I want to get more people moving into the state. Alright, we really need to get this iron to be as cheap as possible. Obviously, wood's very expensive also. So once we finish up these gold mines, we're gonna go straight into iron. Okay, and we are gonna start a war against Argentina. Hopefully nobody joins. Let's recruit one more general. I could actually sway the British to join this. Offer ban slavery? Sure, why not? And I'm pretty sure Argentina will probably back down, especially because they don't have anybody helping them, right? Backing down, and Argentina, you are a special cookie for wanting to do this war against me and Britain. Okay, let's dance. And oh my goodness, my guys are just so much better than the Argentinian guys. And yeah, we just took the whole state from, which was already part of our country. So it works out. If I knew that we were going to demolish them that bad, I probably would have taken at least one more state. Alright, and we will be doing another war, this time against Chile. Our infamy, it's getting there. It's pretty reputable, but I want to see how much land I could actually take from Chile. And since we are kind of expanding in an area where, you know, it's uncolonized land, we're going to go with colonial exploitation. Well, never mind. That's going to radicalize a lot of people. Let's say so we could actually colonize stuff, but yeah, no, I'm good. Alright, here we go. War against Chile. This should be pretty much a steamroll. We're going to full annex their whole country. And this war's pretty much going just how I expected it to. It's relatively easy, though we are taking a bit of casualties just because, I mean, their whole country is pretty much up in the mountains and in the desert. And there we go. We just full annexed Chile just like that. Wow. Oh, nice. We're actually got their colony, though no progress is being made now. And since we now own land in La Plata, we're actually going to direct our interest towards Gran Colombia now. Our country is actually almost as powerful as Brazil now. We're at 7.4 million GDP. They're at 9.7. They have almost double our population, but our battalions are roughly about the same. Where they have 42 and I have 33. And our standard of living is relatively the same, and same thing with our literacy. And I'm actually ranked up higher than them. They're actually 18th rank. I am the 16th ranked power. Alright, let's also start considering... Oh, Austria-Hungary is a thing. What does Europe look like? Also, I hate that they made Austria-Hungary yellow. I don't like it. And world looks pretty normal for the most part. Nothing too crazy. Also going to remove a lot of these taxes. They're making quite a bit of money. So doing this is going to give us back a lot of our authority, and it's going to raise up our standard of living even more so. Because people aren't getting taxed for buying liquor, which I know I would be pretty upset if I too was getting taxed for getting booze. And would you look at that, we're actually the number 10 greatest power in the world right now. And it's because I've been building a ton of military buildings because I want a really big army. Alright, let's try this again with Ecuador. I really want to full annex these guys. We have 61 battalions and growing. Yeah, I would say Ecuador just maybe won't stand a chance unless the US gets involved again. I mean, if America joins, I'm gonna get Britain. Simple as that. Oh, thank goodness nobody joined. A bunch of people wanted to join. That's because I'm a pretty infamous country right now. And there goes Ecuador. Alright, I'm thinking we're going to do something a little bit crazy here. We're going to go for landed voting. Going to boost up everybody else. Going to kind of tick off our armed forces, which, you know, as I mentioned earlier, we are a military dictatorship, but times are changing in 1858. Yeah, all of a sudden our economy's at 10 million. Again, keeping up with Brazil, except we are way stronger than them. We can have 82 battalions. Brazil can have 46. I'm gonna make another pit stop in Argentina. This time I just want this one state. Simply because I just want nice borders, to be honest with you. And Argentina just straight up backs up. That's what I thought. I think next on our hit list has to be Brazil. Take the Amazons and Mato Grosso from them. Maybe even Para. But definitely these two. Large numbers of Albanian people have begun migrating from the Ottoman Empire to La Paz and our surrounding states. Interesting. When looking at the migration map, oh, yep, sure enough, we're getting a ton of people. This is going to happen until 1860, so about a year. Yeah, we're getting a lot of people, especially in Peru and our core territory that we stared out with. If I really wanted to, I could actually make Brazil into a puppet. Just because I'm the 9th greatest power and they're the 18th. That's really funny, actually. Ooh, a bunch of... Russia actually sided with the New Grenadans, but I could actually offer them an obligation. Never mind, they would not accept, but I could definitely get Austria-Hungary and even Britain. Which Britain I could definitely do if I just simply offer ban slavery. Alright, let's rumble New Granada. Pretty much is going to be me fighting Russians for the most part. I mean, if I get lucky and then fight against New Granada's guys, things will go really easily. This is honestly the real test. If Britain, their troops gonna suck against Russia, we're screwed, but it looks like they're doing really good, so like we'll probably do really good. I'm gonna do elite tactics and do a naval invasion on New Granada here by invading, well, actually Costa Rica. So pretty sure I have the naval superiority. And sure enough, they weren't expecting us up in Costa Rica. And now we have landed voting, look at that. And our flag changes. And we're a republic. This war's like a complete just stalemate right now. Just like no progress being made, and so because of that I'm launching yet another naval invasion, this time over here in Panama, and we're gonna get absolutely destroyed, I see. And we have actually landed near their capital, and we're actually about to take it any minute now. And Britain was forced out of this war, lovely. And we were forced to pay war reps, okay, even though I occupied most of their country. You know what? I'm kind of salty about that New Granada war, so I'm going to start another one, this time against Brazil for the Amazons. Alright, it looks like we're actually going to be fighting this war. It's going to be us and Britain versus Austria-Hungary and Brazil. And the game forced me out of this war, even though we were actually winning the war. Thanks, game. We owned like all of Mato Grosso. Alright, this time we're just going to go ahead and try and puppet New Granada. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually back down. They are fearful of us. If not, it's alright. We outnumber them severely. And they have no allies like Russia this time. Alright, I'm thinking the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to attempt to conquer Brazil again. Hopefully this time, you know, maybe not as many countries get involved. And Russia sided with Brazil again. Let's see. Alright, well, we can offer an obligation to the French, get them on our side. And we can also offer ban slavery to the British to get them on our side also. Alright, we are about to take Rio de Janeiro, which we just did. Brazilians can't do anything about it. And the Brazilians would actually agree to everything on the table here. Alright, so I think that's where we're going to call it for today. We are the 12th greatest power in the world with over 10 million GDP. Literacy rate much better than where we started at. Standard of living, man, we got almost 7 million people living in our country, and we are making bank. And before you guys go, how about you guys leave a like and also subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss on E4 and Victoria 3 content. I will see you guys in the next one. Chairman out.